Alright guys, today we're going to be talking about 10 essential life lessons that I wish I'd learned before I turned 50. Actually, 9 of these are life lessons I wish I'd learned because number 9 on this list is something that I've always tried to do, but I decided to add it into this list because it was so important. Now, we all have life lessons to share, so go down in the comments below after you watch this video and share your life lessons for everyone, and hopefully it'll help someone. Hopefully this video here helps someone. Number 1 on my list is to never whatsoever chase a woman after a breakup. It doesn't matter if she breaks up with you or you break up with her and decide later on you want her back. Do not chase, because chasing a woman, blowing her phone up with text messages, showing up at her door, calling on the phone, begging, crying, pleading, isn't going to work. You have to give her space. You have to let her think. If it's your fault, if you did something wrong, you apologize for that. You admit that you did something wrong, and you apologize for what you did, and you tell her that when she's ready to talk, that she knows how to get a hold of you. But do not chase. Do not chase, because if you chase, you will more than likely never get that woman back. And if you do get her back, more than likely it's not going to last. So you never want to chase a woman. If it's your fault, like you were doing something stupid and you broke up because of that, like I said, you don't want to chase still yet. You don't want to keep apologizing. Apologize one time, tell her that when she's ready to talk, then she can get a hold of you and talk to you, but never contact her again. Pull away, let her have time to think about it and figure things out. Never ever chase after a breakup. And guys, number 2 is to never trust anyone when it comes to money or sex. Usually your best friend that hangs out your house all the time will be the one that will have your wife in the back room bent over when you're trying to watch a ball game. So you cannot trust anyone when it comes to money or sex. Some people you can trust more than others, but you have to know that your best friend, who you think's your best friend, if they can gain from you financially, if they can stick with your girlfriend or your wife, they probably will. Not necessarily that they're going to, it's not a guarantee, but there's a good possibility that in the right situation that they definitely will. So you don't want to trust anyone when it comes to greed and lust. And guys, number 3, take care of your health while you're young. Your health is extremely important, as you should know. And unfortunately, a lot of people when they're young, we tend to not worry about our health. We do stupid things, and it affects our health later on. I see a lot of videos and shorts here on YouTube of young people doing stunts. And some of the things they do has to cause permanent damage to these people. I mean, they will be on skateboards and bikes, and they will jump and they will hit the ground and they will just lay there like they're dead. And even if it doesn't kill them then, more than likely it will affect these people later. So think before doing stupid shit that's going to affect your health later on. And you want to also just take care of your health in general. Eating junk food, not exercising when you're young. You think you're going to be fine because you're young. However, over time, that will catch up with you. And then when you turn 40, 50, you're having a bypass. I mean, your heart is shot. You're dying of cancer. You got all kinds of health issues. You got diabetes. All kinds of problems can arise because you didn't take care of yourself in the past. So take care of your health. Don't abuse it. Appreciate what you have when you're young and try to save that and hold on to that health for as long as you possibly can. Take care of your health. And guys, number 4 is to invest in assets. Don't save currency. You want to have a small nest egg for emergencies of currency, but don't try to just hoard back currency in the bank. This is not financial advice. This is just common sense advice, in my opinion, and advice that I have learned over the years. You don't want to just hoard back cash, save cash. You want to invest paper currency into something that holds value, something that gains value, like real estate, for example, like gold, silver, actual assets that actually hold value, because that currency is losing value all the time. Like I said, it's good to have a nest egg put back of a few $1,000s if you can. Maybe $5,000, maybe 10 at the max for emergencies, like your car breaks down or something like that, and you have to get that fixed, or a home repair or something like that. But you don't want to just keep putting back and hoarding cash. You want to invest any cash you get into something that holds value, because with inflation, your nest egg you have is losing value, losing purchasing power pretty much every single day. So you want to invest your cash into things that hold value, preferably things like rental properties and homes that can actually make you a profit back. If you have rental properties, then those will pay. If you have tenants, then they will pay rent every single month, and they can actually pay your payments on your home. So you go in debt, which I don't really advise going in debt, but in certain circumstances, if it can make you money back, then it's a good thing if you can do that. But you want to pay that off as quick as possible. And I'm getting to number 9. We'll talk about that more here in a minute. But like if you invest in a rental property, you can borrow money on that rental property, and you can rent that rental property, and your renter will essentially pay your monthly payment to your bank or pay your mortgage. So really, you have the property, and if you have a good tenant, you can set that rent where they're pretty much paying your monthly mortgage payment on that home. So when your home is paid off, you actually would have gotten that home for free, and you still have the asset to value that home there to draw on or just to have as an asset. So invest in assets, don't store back, bunches of currency. And guys, number 5 is time is precious, don't waste it. We're only here for so many years. The average lifespan, I think, of the average male in the United States is 71 or 72. So it passes by very, very quickly. When you're young, you think that you have forever. When you're in your 20s, in your 30s, 70 years old, looks like it's going to never happen the way it seems because you're so far away. However, once you turn 50, you realize, wow, where did all the time go? Why did I waste all the time that I had? Why did I waste the time I had when I was healthy and can do things? Why did I just waste all this time? So you want to use your time wisely because you're limited in time. When you're born, every day you're alive, you're getting closer to being dead. Unfortunately, that's just the way that it works. A newborn baby, the first day they're born, the second day they're a day closer to death. Third day, fourth day, months, years, every day you're getting closer to that period. You only have so much time on this earth, so don't waste it. Try to do something with it that's constructive. Try to enjoy the time that you have, because it definitely passes very, very quickly. It seems like just a couple of years ago, I was in my 30s. And now I'm 51 years old. It just goes like that. So don't waste it. Don't waste the time that God has given you. Don't waste the time that you have. And number 6, trust your instincts, especially when dealing with women, or if you're a woman dealing with men, or however your sexual preferences lay. You want to always trust your instincts. If you meet someone, usually you can tell what that person is fairly quickly. A couple of dates, you can listen. If you actually listen, and not, if you're a man, don't think with your penis, think with your brain, think with your gut, and always believe your instincts. If you feel something is wrong with a person, if you feel they're lying, if you feel something just not right, if you feel like they're wanting to just use you or steal from you, or just trying to get a free meal, you can pretty much tell pretty quickly. And when you get that gut feeling, you want to just cut it off right then, because there's no reason to keep going, because more than likely it's going to be a waste of your time, and it could be something that costs you money and things like that in the long run. So you want to always trust your instincts, especially when dealing with the opposite sex. Like I said, you want to listen. You actually want to spend more time, especially if you're a man, listening than you do talking. Listen to what she says. Watch her actions. Watch her eyes. Ask questions and try to figure out what this person actually is. Are they a legitimate, possible companion? Or is it someone that's going to try to use you, trying to manipulate you, and try to do things to you that you're not going to like in the long run? Go with your gut feeling, and if you feel that way, if you can tell something's just off, then cut it off and don't waste any more time dealing with it. Guys, number 7 is one that I still have to fight with constantly, and that is, don't procrastinate. If you know something needs to be done, Instead of thinking about it for 3 or 4 days, go ahead and get it done. I still fight this all the time myself, procrastination. I will know something needs to be done, and if it's something I don't want to do, something I don't like to do, something that's not going to be pleasurable to do, like going to the dentist, for example, you know you have to go get it done. So instead of putting it off and worrying about going or doing or whatever for days and days or weeks and weeks or months or even years in some cases, you have all that worry, all that time, and you could have just gotten it taken care of then and gotten it over with, and then it'd be a distant memory. You can move on with your life, but instead we procrastinate because we don't want to do it, and it's always still right there, and you're still going to always be worried about that, thinking about that, procrastinating about that when you could have got that done already and moved on with your life. So stop procrastinating because it's a waste of time. If you know something needs to be done, then go ahead and do it. And guys, number 8 is, if you are going to get married, if you want to get married, then you want to always marry someone of equal financial status or someone that's actually richer than you are. You don't want to get married to someone who is broke, poor, and homeless, because more than likely they're just using you for a home. And this can go for a man or a woman either way, but I'm looking at this from a man's perspective. If you go out with a woman and you find out that she has no job, she lives with her parents still yet, she has no prospects, she has no ambitions, she has nothing, you don't want to marry a woman like that. A date, a hookup, if that's what you want, is fine, but be careful about pregnancies and STDs and things like that for sure. But you want to always find out if they are equal as far as finances goes or superior, because if you marry down in the financial chain, more than likely they're going to be trying to use you, they're going to take from you, and it's going to be just a big money pit you're going to keep throwing money into, essentially. So you always want to marry of equal financial status or marry someone that is higher on the financial ladder than you are. And guys, number 9 is something I've always tried to do all of my life, and that is to stay out of debt. Like I said a minute ago, you can use debt to make money. That is possible, and if you do it correctly, then it's advisable that you can do that. However, in most cases, you're better off to stay out of debt. But if you do have to go in debt for whatever reason, you want to try to pay that off as quickly as possible, because the quicker you pay it off, the less you actually pay in the end because of all the interest. If you go in debt and you just pay the minimum monthly payment, you'll pretty much always be in debt for years, and you will pay 3 times more than what's actually worth in the end by paying all the interest on those payments. So you want to pay it off as quickly as you possibly can if you have to go in debt. But if you can, stay out of debt. But like I said, you can use debt to actually make money. And guys, number 10, last but not least, is to set rules in a relationship. Rules that are crossed, you're in the relationship. You don't want to be crossed on certain things. And this goes for men and women. You want to set rules in a relationship, and if that person is not going to go by those rules, then get rid of that person, because you have these set to protect yourself. For example, mine has always been, don't steal from me, don't cheat on me, don't take drugs. That's the 3 things I will not tolerate. And if I'm dating a woman and I find out that any one of those are crossed, I'm going to end the relationship. Don't steal from me, don't cheat on me, don't do drugs. Those are my 3. You might have 3 different rules, but you want, or 5, 10 rules or whatever. Just be realistic. But you want to set rules and boundaries that are crossed, you will end the relationship. Anyway, guys, give me your thoughts in the comments below. If you have any life lessons you want to share, any thoughts on these 10 here, add that in the comments below. I really appreciate you all being here and watching this video. Thanks for watching. I'm the Creek More Matter, and I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully.